Okay, hi. So, all of the views and the likes, and welcome to all of the new subs. Today, what I want to talk about is if you feel like you've personally never been affected, you're like, oh, well, my life is great and I don't struggle, I have money. Like, you need to come back to reality and realize that just because you're comfortable doesn't mean that you're safe. Please realize that the things that they're doing to us now, right? All of the people who like are struggling, who are living in poverty, who are homeless, like it's only a matter of time before they come and get you. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, please remember that nobody is better than anybody else. And not even just that, like we're all just human at the end of the day. We're all just human, regardless of social status, regardless of how much money you have, regardless of like your accolades, right? When you die, that's it. None of that will matter. You will be dead and it won't matter. You can't take any of that with you into the afterlife. There's just a lot of people on the street, and that is going to continue. Like, that number is going to continue to increase because this country is in the gutter. The system does not exist. There is nothing safeguarding any of us from being right there. And even if you think that you're safe and you're fine and you're comfortable, like, just try to like imagine that. Try to imagine what it would be like to lose everything and to just be in the street. Nobody cares. Nobody's coming to help you. I don't care what anybody has to say. If you wholeheartedly believe that people deserve to be homeless for whatever reason you want to think, you're wrong. You're wrong. Nobody deserves that. The system, right? The whole class system of upper class and lower class, and to just like think about that and think that you're better and that it doesn't matter, that you shouldn't help other people, like you're so wrong. You're so brainwashed. Like, please break out of that mentality and realize that it could be you. And not even just that, it's like how like crazy is the world that people can just walk by other people who clearly need help and not do anything about it. I got a little excited there, and I'm gonna cut that, but it blows my mind. I remember I was reading something somewhere, I can't remember where I saw it, but it was somebody who was homeless, and they said other people, right, they would prefer if you didn't exist. Like, they see a homeless person and they just look away, they pretend not to see you, they ignore you, they go about their day, and it's like they really would much rather prefer that you weren't there. And I don't know if it really is that whole like mentality of like looking down on others, or what I think really what it is that it's a cruel reminder of like just how fragile everything is. Like, life is fragile, but just how quickly you can be here and then immediately come crashing down. Like I said, a missed paycheck, you get fired, you end up sick, something happens to throw everything off, and the next thing you know, you are on the street. And people know this, and I think they pretend, they lie to themselves, and they think that could never be me, it'll never be me, I have to do everything that I can to survive, I have to. And it's like, okay, you're scared, but imagine how the person who already is living it must feel. Try to imagine that, please. The next time you see somebody, instead of pretending like they're not there and you're so scared you think they're gonna mug you, like, please remember that most people are not out to get you. Yes, there are people who are in the street who, have bad intentions. Be careful, but majority of the time it's a person just like you, just like everybody else, who just, I don't even want to to say got dealt a bad hand, because this country, again, this country is just designed to keep us all enslaved and scared and hungry and just like in the street. Just not even just any sort of like humanity, like humility is what I'm trying to say. Like just nothing about this life, nothing about our living conditions is remotely acceptable. And the only reason why nobody is doing anything is because they think it's not happening to me, it's not my problem, so I don't care. And we need to fix that. We need to change that, because nobody is safe. I'm here to tell you. And this isn't even like a fear-mongering thing or whatever. Like, these are just the cold hard facts. You are not safe. There is nothing safeguarding any of us, because the government's job is to take care of all of us, right? That we're supposed to have access to clean water, we're supposed to have electricity, we're supposed to have something to eat, we're all supposed to have fucking shoes on our feet and a place to live. We are all entitled to that. That is not some luxury, some faraway luxury that we have to like work super hard for. No, that is our birthright. It is our birthright to just live, to have access to everything that we need to live, not just survive, but fucking live your life. It's like going up the escalator, right? While it's going down. Like, you're trying to go up and it's this uphill battle when it shouldn't have to be. But you're so caught up in trying to get up, like go up the escalator, that you don't actually get anywhere. By the time you realize it, it's already too late. Your whole life has gone by. You didn't even get to live it. You're old. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, people have been so brainwashed and under like this spell, this illusion, that they just didn't even realize it. But now, thankfully, 2026, right? People are waking up and being like, dude, no, this is unacceptable. Like, we have to do something. And thank God that people are waking up. The reason why I'm making this video, there's multiple reasons, but the main reason is I want people to take a moment to really like evaluate their life, the life that they're living, and their living conditions. And honestly ask yourself if the life that you are living is the life that you had always dreamt of, right? Are you living your dreams? Are you actually pursuing the things that you want to pursue? Are you living authentically? And if any of the answers to those questions is no, right? If the answer is no, think real long and hard as to why you're not able to live authentically and live the life that you want. And the answer, and I'll tell you if you don't know, is because the people who have been in charge, running the world, the fucking demons, the demon fucking rapist pedophiles who have been running everything, have made it so that you personally, and everybody else that you fucking know and don't know, have not been able to live the lives that they want. To live freely, to live authentically. No. Everybody is just, I gotta get money, I gotta get paid, I gotta do this, No, money is not even fucking real. We're forced to prioritize working and having money over literally living your life, over everything that should matter to you. It should matter to you that you and other people are not living the lives that you deserve, that you want to live. Because people are so brainwashed and so afraid, they feel that even when they want to like protest and revolt and do something about it, the reason that they give for why they don't do it, even though they want to and they know that it's the right thing, is yeah, but you know, I gotta pay my bills. Really think about like how you're just wasting your time and your life reinforcing what you want to get rid of. So it's like, you know that you deserve better, you know that you don't have to work so hard, you know this, and yet you're still choosing to do what you've always done that is not giving you the results that you want, right? And it won't. Like, you're just gonna keep going, like you're gonna keep running on the little hamster wheel, even though you know that that's not what you want and you know that it's wrong. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Like, to me, you waking up every single day and being like, fuck, I hate it here. Like, I fucking hate this. Like, I hate this so bad. I gotta go clock in though. Like, no. Nowhere does it say, nowhere does it fucking say that you have to. They're telling you that you have to, but you don't. You don't have to listen. You don't have to do it. You don't. You waking up every single day is you willingly waking up and putting on the shackles, shackling yourself, keeping yourself restrained. Because you think that you have to. You do not. You do not. You're already free. Free yourself. You know what I'm picturing in my mind's eye right now? That little, and I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna put it here. It's that picture of that little bird in like a cage with only 2 bars, and the bird can escape, but it's just holding on to the little bars, looking sad, like I'm trapped. When it's like, dude, no, you're not trapped. You're keeping yourself trapped. You're allowing them to keep you trapped when you don't have to. Nowhere does it say that you have to be a fucking slave, because that's what this is. It's slavery. It's slavery under a different name with a bunch of other things, right? Like a bunch of extra steps and a bunch of things added to it. Strip all of that nonsense away and look at it and see it for what it really is. Slavery. Okay, people in prison, right? People in prison, a lot of, and I read this somewhere. I'm gonna look for it. If I can't, look it up for yourself. But I read somewhere that a lot of like fast food employees, right, are prisoners. Literally prisoners, and they're forced to work, and they don't get paid. They're just working. And it's slavery is what it is. Like, it's fucking slavery. It's ludicrous. It's so fucking crazy to me that they can just get away with this shit, and we're all seeing it happen and nobody is doing anything about it. Like, why are you afraid? Why are you continuing to reinforce these fucking evil things? Why? Just fucking break free. Free yourself from the illusion, from the imaginary shackles that you're not confined. Nowhere does it say that you have to, and I'm repeating myself here because it's true. The government is watching all of us. They are, through our phones, through cameras on the fucking street, just technology. Any way that they can listen and watch you and see what you're up to. Oh, this person's a threat. Let's make it look like an accident. Because they already know nobody's gonna question it. Nobody's gonna give a fuck. Copious amounts of people. The stuff that you hear in the news about like what the police do and ICE do, that's only, I mean, a sliver of what actually goes on in the dark, behind closed doors. And people see that, right? Like the stuff that they do allow us to see, and they don't care. Because again, it's not my problem. It's not happening to me. I didn't know them personally. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it's like, it should fucking matter. Today, it's them. Tomorrow, it's you. Believe it. Believe it. This country is in the fucking gutter. We're on a sinking ship. Where are your survival instincts? Like, why is everybody just okay with being thrown into the machine, being sent off to the slaughterhouse? I'm gonna leave that in. But I'm really hoping that more people come back to reality and see, just like, see the reality of everything. Stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending. Everybody's just going about their daily lives like nothing. It's like, dude, the world is literally falling apart. And again, this is not like a fear-mongering thing. I just want more people to wake up and realize before it's too late, because we're right on that threshold. We're right on it. If nobody does anything, expect the worst. It's already bad. It's already, every single day it gets worse. It's just gonna keep getting worse unless we stop it. AI is poisoning all of our fresh water, poisoning the air. It's ruining people's minds. Like, I read somewhere that the like the buzzing sound that comes from like data centers can extend up to 5 miles away, and people are like, that sound is driving me insane. Like, it's too much. In Houston, all of the water, like, it's poisoning. It's poisoning all of our drinking water. And for what? So people can pretend that they have a significant other and make really ugly, creepy pictures of themselves. Like, just some fucking bullshit that I'm like, we're killing ourselves and the earth for this? Like, this is crazy. Like, how are people just okay with this? What's wrong with everybody? What happened to us? Our ancestors did not live like this. If our ancestors saw what the fuck kind of lives we were all living in, the world we were living in, they would be mortified. For obvious reasons, but just showing them what we've become, what we've just accepted and consider the norm. Like, AI is ruining everything. People being cold and not even showing any kindness to themselves, the earth, or other people is killing us. The sex rings, right? Like the sex trafficking and human trafficking rings that are just everywhere in the entire world. People, I've noticed that recently, ever since all of the stuff, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, like when all of the Epstein stuff, like more of the Epstein stuff was coming out, ever since then, there's been a huge spike in people going missing, and it's a lot of children and like women and just young people in general. And a lot of people are just like, I think it's just because the cork has been popped, you know what I mean? Like, popped off. Like, everything is just starting to crumble, everything is just starting to fall apart. It's just like, people don't care anymore. People don't care. They're just doing whatever. It's fucking anarchy. And like, that's not right, and that's not good. Like, again, nobody is safe. You walk out your door, I mean, even before this, right? Like, you could walk out your door and fucking die, but now more than ever, like, the world has reached just a new level of uncertainty and just like danger that has never been, I feel, at least in my, you know, in my time, right? Like, I've never seen it like this, and I've never seen more people just like so far detached from reality. And again, it's just because it's not happening to them, it doesn't affect them, that they don't care. But see, that's what they're hoping for. That's what they're expecting you to do. They're expecting anybody who has any like sort of power and the resources to help others to make a change, they're counting on you being shallow and selfish and just not giving a fuck, that you just let it happen. Look at things from a different perspective. Try to. If it's hard for you, try to. Because a lot of people's perspectives are skewed, and that's why they are the way that they are, and they think the way that they think. What I'm getting at is that we need to remember that we're all human. Nobody is better than anybody else. Nobody's perfect. Do your fucking best to help other people, because guess what? Pretty soon it's gonna be, if it isn't like obvious or apparent to you now, in the next couple of weeks, right, like this year, it's gonna be in your fucking face, whether you want it to be or not. Whether you want to even pay attention or look at it, it's gonna be in your fucking face, and there's no way that you're gonna like not see it, right? Like, things are falling apart very fast. More and more people are going to be on the street. More and more, like, there's just gonna be more chaos, more destruction. It's happening. It's been happening. It's going to keep happening, and that's why we need to come together, take off those shackles, stop. My biggest thing is that I want people to realize that we have so much power. We hold the power. Yes, they have weapons of mass destruction. Yes, they have fucking like the military and like the police and fucking ICE and other civilians trying to police other people, and like just some real Nazi shit where they go and they turn you in, right? Like, that exists. But if you are a sane person with a heart, with a conscience, believe that you have more power. Believe it. And we have more power in numbers, because truly we are the ones who hold the power. If you stop going to work, right, we can literally shut this shit down. you stop spending money, you stop making them money, that's when shit's really gonna hit the fan, and that's when shit is really gonna change. But people need to wake up and realize that all of the things that they make us believe are fucking important and just the end of the world if you don't comply. No, it's not true. I always think about my ancestors and how they must have lived, and just like, I don't know, I think the way that they probably lived was way simpler, obviously, but just I wish that I could live the way that they lived, in the sense of just living off the land and not having to worry about clocking in somewhere, doing their taxes, having a credit score. Just bullshit. Just worrying about bullshit. That was not even a thing for them. It wasn't. It was just, we gotta hunt, we gotta maintain our shelter, we gotta just live. Just fucking live. I bet they're, and I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, I think the biggest thing that they had to worry about really was just like food, like hunting and just having something to eat. Because just imagine how pure and like wonderful life must have been before all of these like fucked up imaginary systems came to be. Like, just enjoying the earth, enjoying your life, being free. Nobody was there to tell you anything. They had order, obviously, but it wasn't like how it is now. I think about that, and it sets me free even more. Like, that's the kind of life I want to live. I want to be free. I want to be able to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, and just like have a garden, live on a farm, maybe on a ranch. Just like have livestock, have access to clean and fresh water. You know, humans, I feel our job really, like, originally what our job was supposed to be was to like take care of wildlife and the earth, right? The way that we feel so much compassion for like animals, the way some people go above and beyond for animals and not for other people, frightens me a little bit. But I think that really speaks volumes to the fact that we are supposed to be protectors for each other and for the earth and the creatures who also inhabit this earth. And we have just completely forgotten that, abandoned that. Just we failed. But it's not too late, I don't think. I feel like even though things, like, we're kind of in a dire situation, you know, things are a little bit tough right now. But I think we still have time. If we stop using AI, if we destroy data centers, if we just stop funding those demons and their demonic fucking endeavors, right? Because you think about human trafficking and people are like, how is that even a thing? How is that real? But it's like with everything else, and I'm not trying to diminish because just how serious that is, but what I'm getting at is just like supply and demand. That's the only reason. It's because it's business. It's sickening. It's sickening to think that there are people who are just looking to abduct other people, harvest their organs, just the worst fucking shit you can imagine. And it's been happening. It's crazy that we have not completely just revolted, because it's not this conspiracy, it's not this far detached idea that some nut online made up. Like, there is literal evidence, proving that they have been abducting children for pedophilic reasons, just pedophilia, for just demonic fucking sacrifices, like just evil fucking shit. If we can't even fight for the children, I mean, what hope is there for us? Oh, well, it's not my child, so no, but it could be. this is another thing I wanted to bring up. And I was going to make a separate video about this, but I'm going to talk about it now because I'm already talking about it. I had heard this story before, but I had never watched the interview of the victim's mother, and I'm going to get into it. There was a boy in the 80s whose name was Johnny Gosh. His story really, I mean, I had heard it before, but I had never like read or just heard about all of the details, and it scared me just how deep this goes. Like, and I'll give you like a quick rendition of what happened. So he was a 12-year-old boy, and he had a newspaper route, and the Sunday morning that he got up to just go and deliver his papers, it was the only time his father it was the only time his father didn't go with him. And from like witnesses, right, they say that as all of the other boys who also had a route, they were like picking up their newspapers to like get ready for the day, this really odd man approached them and was like talking to them, and Johnny said, like, this guy's super weird and like creeping me out, I'm gonna go. And so he went off alone. They kidnapped him, and it was this whole thing. His mom says how she called the police. The police took almost an hour to show up. By the time they did show up, she already had a description of the man, a partial license plate. She knew what time it had happened, where, just multiple eyewitness accounts. And the only thing the police could say to her was, has your son ever run away before? And she said, why would you say that to me? I just told you what happened. My son was literally abducted. Why would you ask me if my son has ever run away? He did not run away. And the police were just so like upset. Like, they were just upset with her, and they left and really didn't help her. Like, anytime she tried to go to the police with any like evidence or just to have an update, anything, they refused to help her. And as it turns out, right, because during one of the search parties, the literal police chief went to where they were looking, right, and was saying, go home, this is all bullshit, he's not missing, you're just wasting your time, just trying to get them to stop looking for him, right? And as it turned out, that police chief, along with, I believe, the owner of a credit union, actually, of a bank, it turns out that they both were a part of like a pedophilic ring. The police chief knew, like, he knew that boy had it wasn't just this random like occurrence, just this one-off thing. Like, he knew that sex traffickers were on the prowl. He knew because he was perpetuating, he was the one who was paying for these children. Later on, it came out, right, a man by the name of Paul, I forget his last name, but this man was arrested in connection to a fraud case with that credit union that guy who was like a pedophile was a part of. It was his credit union. And he said that he helped in kidnapping Johnny Gosh, and that the way that it went was that they would pick and choose which children they were going to take. And so they would stake out their homes, they would follow them home, they would take pictures, they would track the victims' movements, figure out their routines, when they would be alone. It was a whole plan. It was planned. And so he says, yes, I played a part in kidnapping him, because what they would do is, this is so sick, the victims, right, they would kidnap them as children, force them into, sex slavery, be slaves, do these heinous things to them, and then they would, once they aged out of when they, from when they were children and they were a little bit older, they would then use them as a way to lure other children. And so when the guy Paul, I think he was 16, a little bit older than Johnny, he was the one who ultimately lured him toward the car, and that's how they were able to grab him. And so in addition to being victims, they then were forced to become victimizers and continue this cycle. of abuse, of just horrific fucking crimes. And so then he says that then they would take them to these auctions, right? The children that they kidnapped, they would take them to these auctions, and wealthy politicians, wealthy people, right? They would bid and buy these children, and that's just kind of what it was. When that guy Paul started to confess about Johnny Gosch, they called the house, right? And Johnny's dad, John Sr., right, answered, and he basically said, don't call here again, don't say anything to my wife, it'll upset her, let's just keep this between you and me. And so he went out to the jail, the prison where Paul was being kept, and had an impersonator of his wife to accompany him on these excursions, right? And it's theorized, and I believe it, right, that Johnny's dad was also in on it, that he was the one who set it up, that he sold out his son. The day that he was abducted, his father didn't go with him, right? And so that really frightened me, because I can really believe that there are parents out there who maybe might be coerced, right, forced into selling out their children. And I believe that there are also people who are just dark, soulless individuals who will have no problem selling their children to these demons for profit. And a lot of people don't believe her, right? A lot of people don't believe her, but I believe her. She says that her son, way after the fact, right, when he was already a grown man, came to visit her, and he basically told her what happened to him and why he couldn't stay, right? Because after that meeting, he did go away and she just never saw him again. But he says that while he was being held captive, he was forced to witness these satanic rituals. Like, they would sacrifice other children in front of them to not only traumatize them, but ensure that they didn't act out of line or try to escape, because it was kind of like, this is what's going to happen to you if you try. This is what could happen to you. We're doing it in front of you, and we're making it entirely obvious that, this is what we're doing. Like, this is what we're doing, and this is why you're here. And just, it further solidified what has come out in the Epstein files of sacrifices, of worshiping Baal or whatever that demon's name is, or whatever the fuck. Like, it's real, and it's happening. And I realize I just kind of went on a tangent here, but these are the facts. This is reality. These things have been going on for a lot longer than we were probably even aware of. It's real, it's happening. If you think that you and your children are safe, no, believe it. These things are planned. For God's sakes, they were literally following that boy to see when he would be alone, when they could get him. They were following him for weeks. It's sick, but these things exist, and anybody who hears these things and thinks nothing of it, goes about their day, is either soulless or complicit in some way. These things are happening not just in America, but all over the world. They were selling girls in Turkey. I mean, my goodness. Anybody who is in a position of power, anybody who is in the fucking police, ICE agents, the FBI, the CIA, all of them, they're all in on it. And that's why it's up to us to do something and fight back. We have to, not just for the children, mainly, but for ourselves as well. We've got to. It's not right. You think it doesn't matter because it's not happening to your child. It very well could be. You don't know who's watching you, who's already picking your child out of a fucking catalog. Like, they're just this item, this thing to be purchased, to just be taken. Like, that's human life. That's a whole fucking person. And I realized that this kind of like snowballed into a whole other thing. But it's because I'm passionate about these things and I've been thinking about them, and it makes me really scared. It makes me really scared for the future. It makes me really scared for the present. Hold on. Okay, so I did have to move, not just because the sun was literally like beating down on me, but because some weird creep just decided to come and park right fucking next to me and start smoking. Which I don't know what the fuck is wrong with people, but they always, if you know what gang stalking is, it's real and it's happening to me, but that's maybe for another time. But just coming back to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, just there's a lot of things that are going on, they've been going on, and we need to help each other. Like, please stop being selfish. Please realize that these things affect you as well. Even if you don't realize it, they are affecting you, and it'll become more and more apparent as time goes on. And I really hope that you don't just like get caught up in the fear, right? Because I think that's the problem with a lot of people, is that they hear these things and then they start to feel like afraid and like helpless. But that's not true. Like, that's not true. You're not helpless and you're not hopeless. And for anybody who just wants to throw their hands up and say, you got me, I'm giving up, like, they're counting on that. They're counting on you being so afraid and so conditioned and so well trained that you don't even fight back. You just let these things happen and you watch as it happens to other people, and just don't be complicit, don't be a bystander. You're way more powerful than you realize you are. Consider helping other people and actually help them, because we need more of that. We need community, we need compassion, we need kindness. Remember that you're not better than anybody else. Nobody's better than you. We're all created equally. We're all forced to live under this deadly fascist fucking regime. I hope that this, did something for you. It resonated in a way. And also, if you are somebody who is in a bind, I'm rooting for you. I'm praying for you, and just know that you're not alone, and that it'll get better. I promise. There are gonna be people in this world who will help you. And so, just at the end here, all I want to say is thank you for listening. Thanks for hearing me out. Be good. Do your best. I love you. God loves you. And if you don't already, love yourself. Love you. So, yeah.